When Jesus said, "You must love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, all your mind, and all your strength," the second is this: love your neighbor as yourself. He's telling us to value God above all else, then highly value our neighbor in the same way he expects us to highly value ourselves as God's beloved children. Jesus assumes we want the best for ourselves. That's how he created us. He instructs us to pursue the best interests of others with the same energy that we pursue our own best interests. In Philippians 2, verses 3 to 5, it says, "Don't look out only for your own interests, but take an interest in others too." So my interpretation of this is that selfishness is when you only look after your own interests, not that looking after your own interests is selfish. When you love God with every part of your being, he fills you up with overflowing with his love. And out of that overflow, we give to others. This is a balanced life, the only kind worth living. But notice something crucial. If you don't take care of yourself, you have no overflow. Without an overflow, you'll find it very hard to take care of others, and therefore impossible to love others the way we're commanded to. So how do you see yourself? Do you see others as uniquely talented, but not you? Can you rejoice in the gifts and talents of others, but not your own? Do you value and esteem your friends and family, but not yourself? What we see as valuable, we tend to honor, and the opposite is true. What we see as worthless, we tend to discount. When God sees you, he sees you as precious, worthy of honor, and worthy of love. He sees you as co-heir with Jesus Christ, the apple of his eye. When you begin to see yourself as valuable, when you start to see yourself as God sees you, you find the motivation to attend yourself in a way that's worthy of the real you. You begin to honor your body, mind, and emotions by taking good care of them, and God is pleased. The Bible says that every Christian is a temple, holy to God. He commands us to take care of our temple. Too often we limit to things that are obvious. Don't sleep around, don't smoke, don't take drugs, don't get drunk. But we rarely focus on what we should do to maintain our temple. When you take good care of the temple God has given you, you honor him. When you don't take good care of yourself, when you constantly go to bed late because you're too busy taking care of others, when you ignore the warning signs your body sends you, when you wake up feeling terrible and you tell yourself that that's part of serving God, then you dishonor God and disobey his commandments. As far as I know, there's no verse in the Bible that commands us to stay fatigued for Jesus. So what does good self-care look like? Well, there are three main components. There's receiving. To stay healthy, you have to receive from others. You must open up your heart to God and others to receive what you need. To practice good self-care, you must learn to let the love of God and others penetrate. Let others give to you and care for you. And number two, attending. Good self-care means you must attend to your own legitimate needs. That means you have to understand what your emotions are telling you about your circumstances and your relationships. It may mean healthy boundaries, and it certainly means resting, having margin, and fueling your body and your mind and your emotions with healthy things. And the last thing is giving. When you keep in mind that God made you for relationships, you stop self-care from degenerating into selfishness. Why? Because you realize you take care of yourself so that you have something to give to others. Let me say this as strongly as possible. There's no way you can really take care of yourself without giving and serving others. Love must flow out of you for it to not be stagnant, for a fresh wave of love to flow into you. When you pay careful attention to all three aspects of self-care, you set yourself up to develop deep, lasting, and fulfilling relationships with God and with others. Without nurturing your own heart, you can't nurture the heart of your other important relationships. At the very least, I hope you hear the strong message of how much you are valued by God and that your concerns and questions matter to him, that he's very interested in you and your heart, that he will be your ultimate protector, healer, and nurturer.